This conference will now be recorded.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we need.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you and see you.
Mr. Fuller's gone today, so we'll need to appoint a secretary. Do we have any nominations? I mean, TJ's sitting right next to me.
I think I move that TJ becomes the secretary for the day.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. TJ, you are the secretary. And then we need to approve the minutes from the last meeting, which I have right here, if anybody wants to read them.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. And the agenda, is there any changes, Amber?
There was the number 5 was removed from the agenda. He has to kind of go back to the drawing board.
To approve the agenda with the removal of number 5.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay. And now is there any conflict of interest?
Nope.
Okay, seeing none, we'll continue. Informational meeting for CUP 497.
All right. So this one is, Chad Anderson is here in the room. And this one is, I kind of just have the drawing up on the board here, but this one is, if you give you a general idea, I think everybody probably for the most part knows where Mike Anderson's property was. He had a CUP there for many, many years off of Highway 385 where the M&M sanitation sat. This is, and then we just did a CUP 2 years ago for the filling station for the
Propane tank.
propane. And if you just go basically a lot up, this is gonna be Chad Anderson's property. And he is operating his own business. That is the same thing that Mike used to do, basically. He would like to be able to have some outdoor storage for his vehicles and for some porta potties and stuff, just like Mike used to have just down the road on his property now. So he needs a CUP, and the CUP would be specifically for the sanitation business and the outdoor storage. And that's what he would like to do. So this is just a drawing that he had submitted, kind of showing you the location. His house is there. He lives on site. Really, it's no different than what used to just be right down the way. Those are all existing outbuildings and storage things that are there already. You can kind of see he's marked off kind of a little area that he'd like to be able to level off and use for storage, and then hopefully be able to build a shop at some time. That won't be right away, but he would like to be able to level that area off, which he can do without a permit. Mainly, it's just making sure that everybody's aware that he'll have his trucks and stuff there.
Question. Is there a house past you that uses that same driveway, goes through the middle of your property? They relative, or I mean, what's the
so my dad bought the property from his mom back in the late 90s. So they had a section in behind that he has a house and built a house, and he just uses that driveway, the upper driveway.
The upper driveway is the one that go, okay.
Yep.
We'll go between your two storage areas.
Yes.
And does he have an opinion on this?
No, I don't think so. Doesn't he use this driveway over here?
He uses where the black rectangle is up top. He uses that.
Oh, he does.
One says Buffalo Lane.
I can't see which one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Buffalo
Oh,
Lane
yeah.
labeled here. Okay.
But I think it goes behind it though, like this. Comes like this, Buffalo Lane comes this way.
Yep, and he's right, over here.
I thought you were talking about this.
No, I'm talking about this. Storage here and storage here.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
That's
So-
pretty much, I mean, that's the application. There's not much else to it.
Yeah, what's really gonna change then from what's there already? Just leveling off the
Just
spot.
leveling off the upper spot so I can actually store stuff there. And then that other one, I'd have to remove some trees and level a spot, but that would be some storage and a potential shop down the road.
So I might have missed this. You do operate commercially here now, or is there any other businesses on site?
No, I do out of this site. Yeah.
Out of the site, that's okay.
I didn't realize I needed a CUP.
Yeah.
So I better go get one.
And this has been, I mean, Mike sold it, what, it's only been a couple of
He sold in
years,
2022.
2022, and
Yeah.
so I think for a lot of years, it was just out of that property. It
Yeah.
wasn't on this property, it was down.
And I'm east of him.
Yeah,
Yeah, not
further
very
up.
far. He's right on 385, and I'm about 3/4 of a mile down Nemo Road from him. So
Anybody have any concerns or thoughts?
The only concern I would have if the guy that drives through there now has heartburn over driving through porta potties. How do we resolve that? So
Okay, so then this will just be a public hearing. We would schedule it for, what is it, April 3rd. We have a packet here for you. And then you are just going, there's a letter in here you have to send to all the neighboring landowners. And then post the sign.
Is that just a private easement through there, or is that a public easement?
it's just private. It's just him and I have got access to it. My brother owns the meadow, which would be kind of the bottom right-hand corner. He's got an easement through there too. But he can also access it off of Heaton Lane, but
Okay. Yeah. Good to go?
That's all I have. Unless you have anything else.
Okay.
Works for now, so just follow that process. If you have a question, make sure you follow the dates that are in there when they have to be done by.
alrighty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Isaac?
informational meeting for change of zoning 366, Spring Creek LLC.
Yeah, I can move them in the hot seat.
You can if you want, but you don't have to. Whatever you want to do. I'm going to try to share. Try to do that. All right, the next one then is Jason Ward with Spring Creek LLC is trying to do a change of zoning on property that is directly adjacent to the city of Spearfish. This is that little arm that went up on Highway 85. There's just a little tiny sliver. He's directly adjacent to that piece. We did talk about going into the city, you know, being annexed and doing all of that stuff. But at this time, they're not going to do that. We'll say would be the best way to put that. He would like to just go ahead and try to develop this as an A2 property, so go from A1 to A2. And then that would allow the parcels to be broken up. And then he will still have to go through the city of Spearfish for the actual platting part, but not the change of zoning. The change of zoning has to come through us. It's currently zoned ag. This does fall within our requirements set out in our Highway 85 corridor, where it's, you have, you know, the city limits first, then you have the extension. It's a boundary because it goes from A1 to A2. It sets it up so it follows that corridor exactly as we expected to see. He already has the access coming in. There'll be no additional access from US 85. What's there is what's there, and then he'd have to do his internal access. So from a change of zoning perspective, it matches what we had asked in that corridor study along that corridor stretch. So it's almost exactly what we laid out in there. That's all I have. You have anything else to add, Jason?
I don't. No, we're in negotiations to get water either from Fremont or drill our own well, so we're just kind of seeing where we end up there. No, just one road. We talked to Danny Bringle on the east side, and he didn't have any issues. He actually has a sister that's interested in a lot, so we just kind of moved forward. So
And it'll be the 4 per 40 would be the maximum density, and that's what he's breaking it out into.
we just do 10s, and then that 16-acre on the end, and the other one that goes around Black Hill substation. I don't know what'll happen to that. I don't see anybody building around it. Maybe Black Hills Power steps up. There has been some interest in the electric, putting another substation in out there somewhere too. So it's laying there.
So you're not approving or disapproving the layout of the lots or anything. You're just looking at strictly, is it an appropriate area for that change of zoning? This is just an informational today. He wanted to know if you had any, specific concerns or questions that he should be prepared to answer between now and the next meeting. If not, you would just schedule a public hearing and he would go ahead and send out notifications. And did you end up getting this fixed?
Fits right where we
I
wanted.
crossed it out.
Yeah, that's what's in our plan.
So that substation is there now?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the big Black Hills Power
Yeah, it's kind
substation.
of been by there for a while.
We're on
Yeah,
that.
it's been there
Big
for
line
quite a
runs
few
up
years
by
now.
Yeah.
Comes across the
Can't see
bell.
Not on the highway, you can't.
Fixed.
You can't see it from the highway?
No.
Not
No.
really. That
So if
substation you can.
Do a PUD, what were you planning on for sewer? Were you wanting
Septic.
Septic.
Yep.
You have talked to the city about that, right?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, they just, yeah. no,
This is
everything's
that
been fine.
area that I think,
We're not in the Belfouche Water District on that one.
yeah.
No, you're a long ways from there, but
Yeah,
they're still having heartburn just a little bit north of this
Yeah.
from using septics.
yeah, when I met with Kyle and.
Good.
a couple of- yeah.
I had him go meet with him first, just to
Yeah.
make sure.
Any other questions or concerns or thoughts?
Looks good to me.
Okay, so you'll follow the process, make sure you send notifications, do it by the dates in there. And then I need your receipts back, make sure it is certified return receipt. So you need white card and green card, and you need proof of all of that.
Very good.
So make sure you keep them, don't throw them away. We've had a few people do that.
Do that.
So that's all we need for now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, applicant final plat for Kloss Development.
All right, I think Kayla or one of them's offline. But, This one is just for an additional lot out at Dakota Highlands Estates. It is lot 17, meets all the requirements, matches the preliminary plat.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. That one doesn't need county commission.
No county commission.
Okay, 5 is off. Number 6, preliminary plat for Maitland Partners.
Alright, so this one is a new preliminary plat, and this is for lots 137, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. Paradise Acres 4, so this is in that area that if you remember, they've been doing this in phases. They had to go in and do the water and the fire plan and all that stuff. And this one, we do have a fire plan in here already, and they did provide the as-built for the grading and water main extension. And those are in your packet if you want to review those. I believe there's also, I think they put a copy of the letter from the highway department too.
Yeah.
I think that's in there, right? Yep. So you can kind of see what's going on with that one. This is just a preliminary, so they're, providing what's requested at the preliminary plat phase.
Okay.
fire plans in there. I think that's the one that she's working on.
Anybody see anything that they have questions or concerns about?
And this has been the one, so like you can see there's different things in here that they talk about, but, he's been doing a bond on these, Squeechlow has been doing the work, you know, and then they've been transferring that money for the lots as they go forward.
Almost a lot by lot or 2 lot.
Well, it just kind of depends on where, I think because of the weather, Squeechlow's been able to get in there sometimes and not others. And so this one, they're only asking for a preliminary. We have no final plat for this one yet.
Okay.
Move to approve, Juan and Harry.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries. Okay. A resolution for joint powers agreement between City of Spearfish and Lawrence County.
Did Mike pull his way up?
He did end up pulling it, yep, because he's doing a bunch of different stuff. He said he was coming up to talk to you.
Oh, okay.
This was like maybe an hour and a half ago.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, it was good seeing you anyway.
Yeah, you really were so proud of yourself. You were gonna make it today too.
Yeah.
Alright, so the joint powers, pull that up. So this is the one that we've been talking about. The city of Spearfish approved it on Monday night at the city council. So they did. They approved it Monday night. The city has agreed to this, and what we did, I almost have to look at this one. Yeah. I'm gonna get to look at you for a minute.
Are they in the,
Yeah, that'll work.
what's in their office?
You want all the camera?
No, not at this point.
So what, really the gist of the document didn't change a whole lot. This is the same document we've signed for years and years. Obviously, we updated dates. We cleaned up the purpose stays the same. The duration, there really wasn't much changes to. Really, it got into making sure that any references to specific codes, we took those specific references out because we were having the problem of, you know, a code changes or a Article 14 changes or this or that. So we tried really hard to make sure that, so like under number 3 where it talks about the licensing provisions, we dropped it quite a bit, and now it just talks about the chapters, because the chapters don't usually change. It's the internal stuff that changes. So that makes it a little bit easier for this document, because when Spearfish or when the county adopts new building codes, we have a separate resolution that we have to do to adopt those codes. So that other resolution will have the details, so we're not having to constantly have this document out of date or out of context. So this will help that problem. The variance, you can tell we updated the word Board of Adjustment, because those were still under some older stuff. I'm trying to see. A lot of it really didn't change. It was just that section. And then we kind of cleaned up the annexation section. It was a little vague, and we are trying to set it up so that we have a little bit more of a process when that is occurring in that joint area, that we have, you know, to encourage and cooperate in the annexation of joint powers area or portions that may be initiated by the city time to time as development. Same thing kind of with the zoning. We took out a lot of the detail and just made it that, hey, we know we're gonna try to go back and forth. We've already been doing it. It's just they wanted it in the document. So it makes sense.
Solidifying it, basically?
Yeah, just saying that this is what we're doing. The revisions, deletions, and additions, that again, that's just kind of generic language, so we don't have to make so many changes, you know, if there's little things. The floodplain thing, we changed that a little bit to make it more, I would say, in line with what we actually do. And then we took out, there was some kind of odd wording in here. It was very confusing of just the way the variance procedure happens. We had some wording before that the city was actually going to accept the variance application and then review it and then send it to us. They've never done that. It's always the variance application comes to us and then we do a staff report and then the city looks at the staff report and makes a recommendation. And I just do that because having the landowner, go back and forth. We don't want them to have to go back and forth. That should just be a staff thing. So that was something that we took out. And then the new map. So the one thing and I put a note on the top because Brett, obviously in the middle of boards, and she just didn't have a chance to get we're going to have a black and white map versus a colored map because then it's easier for recreation, like if people want to print it at home or whatever. So what it's going to end up being, the color will go away. The new actual boundary will just be a black line, basically. And it's going to be everything in orange and everything in yellow. So everything in green will be removed from the 3 mile area. That's the easiest way to explain it.
Makes sense. Is that going to cause any problems as people want to do things in the green area?
Nope, they'll just come to the county.
Okay.
So the same zoning, everything that occurs now in the county, that area just comes back to the county. They just won't have to go to the city anymore.
Okay.
And that's the map that we went back and forth on. This board worked on it and then the city board worked on it and then we looked at it together and then they went back. The only area originally that we had thought we were going to take out is the stuff out on St. Ange Road. The one closest to the city limits there, this yellow box right here. We originally took it out, but the city asked to leave it in. So we did. The Almanza stuff. It'd be Almanza and the Butte Electric property, all of that. So that's where that boundary ends, is right there.
So they want that in or out?
They want it in.
In.
Yep, in the 3 mile area. It's not in the city limits, it's
Right.
in the 3 mile boundary.
Okay.
Or the platting boundary.
Mm-hmm.
Because originally they asked to take it out, but then they said, no, we'd rather, because if you think about it, that's not that far from where they're putting the new, what are they doing on the other side of the interstate there?
Water tank,
The water
and well
tank.
and things, yeah.
Yeah, is right there. The new water tank and well.
Huh.
Yep.
That's interesting. Okay.
So it made sense because that was the only thing that there was some discretion at first, but when they went to the city on Monday. So the city has approved this document. We did not have them sign it because Brett was not able to get the map changed out to a black and white map. And then I think she's back now, but boards is Tuesday. Right, the county commission. So she just asked if she needed to get through board stuff and then she'll fix the map. So we're just asking if you do decide to adopt this with a recommendation to the county commissioners and then the map will get updated.
So the entire Steinmeier property would be within the line or just over to the driveway?
Let's see if we can pull it up, zoom in on it a little bit.
Was Butte Electrics included in it? That would answer the question.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
fine.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I think it goes right on the other side of
Yeah,
that.
okay. I know where you're at.
And I can't tell.
So then
on
what
here.
the city wants to make sure the electric's in there.
Keep an eye out.
It's a pretty, I don't know.
And would there be any problem with your electric?
Oops.
It's kind of nice being on the end. I get to roll all over the place.
You don't feel confined?
No.
Just zoom in.
Do we need to do action on this then, or what's our?
We usually just, in the past, we've had you guys just make sure there's no questions or concerns with it, and then it has to go to the county commission, has to sign it.
Okay.
We do that on the 25th though.
Yes, yep, it goes to county commission.
So do we need to give them a recommendation
I
then?
think usually we've asked for a recommendation in the
Okay.
past, yeah.
So it won't be on the county commission agenda, Mr. Chairman, for our next Tuesday, but before your next meeting, before you meet for the planning and zoning, it'll be presented.
20. So it's Steinmeier and Mitchell to Mitchell Lane.
Oh, clear over the Mitchell.
It's the yellow.
Yes.
So that goes back straight west to their driveway.
Because right here would be Butte Electric here.
It's time right now, Mitchell's up there. Okay.
It'd be like right at the Steinmeier, like right there.
And the gray is city limits, right?
Yes, Gray is currently city limits. It's like right where that cursor is sitting.
Nice reduction.
So all this up here is, this is all Lepke's up here, isn't it?
Yeah, most of
Some
it is
some of
the stuff
Chris
from the city.
Dodge's. Am I in the right spot?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because that new development that they're working on is like, right.
Which
Where's
one?
Rainbow? Where's
That Joe's working on?
Yeah, is it
It's
right
down
in here?
No,
Rainbow
lower.
is clear over here.
No, you lower.
Joe's is clear over here.
North Rainbow?
Joe's is right off Rainbow, right there.
There.
They're just doing 8 lots at a time.
Okay.
Already in city limits.
Yeah, they got annexed in a couple years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, all that's in. It's amazing.
And basically this follows that line, because if you look at the Spearfish's road, the road stuff, you know, that would be you never know. It'd be hard to get a road through there, but you could.
Yeah.
That's that Mitchell Lane Road.
Oh, the road actually does go through there.
Yeah, I mean, you could do it. It's
Yeah.
just that, so it kind of matches up. That's why we ended it there,
Mm-hmm.
because it kind of matches up with the road plan.
Great idea.
So the green will all just come back to, we won't have the joint powers agreement on that area.
It's all county control.
Yes.
What's the difference between the orange and the yellow? Or anything?
Well, originally when we did this coloring on the map, the green was the original boundary.
Yep.
The yellow was the 1 mile, the original 1 mile.
Okay.
And the difference between those two was we wanted to show you that originally we had said, well, do we want to take the orange out and just bring it all the way back to this line, which was the original 1 mile?
Yep.
But it really makes sense to keep that corridor in, just with the different CUPs and stuff that we have out there. So we kept it. And then this is just based on parcel lines. And then this one was, is that John, not Johnson.
Camp Crook Lane? Or
Yes.
Crook, what's it called?
Comfort,
Camp
is that it?
Comfort, yeah.
Can't tell from here, but
Yeah, it's gotta be somewhere right there.
that makes sense.
Because I think, isn't that where the city's plant is? You come in right in here.
Yeah.
If I remember right, it's right there. So that's why that boundary looks a little bit weird right there. And I believe this stayed in because there's no septic systems up to there. So it makes sense if they would ever need to, they could hook on to, because the city system is right there. So that's it.
Next
Okay.
word.
Long time coming, but we got this part. And then the next is, we are about halfway through the ordinance revisions for the document, the big document, the actual, like, what we're gonna do for subdivision in those boundaries. The 1985 document.
So within the boundaries.
Within, so that ordinance would, if, when we get it finally done, that would be what is effective for the planning jurisdiction. That's the goal.
It's the old ETJ ordinance,
Yeah,
right?
the old ETJ.
That's how.
So you're refreshing the old ETJ,
Yeah,
that's what we're gonna call it? Okay.
No, I think we don't have to even call it ETJ, it'll just be a joint ordinance.
Sinkhole would appeal the existing one
Yep.
and then have joint adoption
Of the new one.
Do one.
Yeah, but we'll have to repeal.
So
the
we don't
old.
have 1 mile out, 3 mile, we have a new,
We'll just have a joint,
Joint.
this is the joint powers agreement, we'll have a joint powers ordinance. It won't be anything to do with like extraterritorial jurisdiction or any of that kind of stuff. We'll just match them up.
stuff.
Yep, and we'll repeal the old one, and we'll have to do them simultaneously, so one gets repealed, one gets adopted.
There's argument
The
to be made,
process.
that made Mr. Chairman, that the original ETJ ordinance without an ETJ board is ineffectual. But this will ultimately finally resolve that issue to the extent that that's still floating out there and is relied upon for enforcement.
And there's stuff in there that we really need to get rid of.
We're about halfway. Our goal is we wanted to get this done first, and then I think our goal is still, we're hoping by May to have the first draft, kind of ready to start being reviewed.
Once upon a time, you would meet in the city hall, the old city hall in Spearfish. The ETJ would meet, you'd have county commissioners over here and city council over here. And we ran a meeting and got blessed by these two during the meeting. It's real convoluted. Wade Larson used to fall asleep at every one of them.
We used to have joint county commission meeting and planning and zoning meetings too when I first started. That was interesting. I can imagine.
Okay, does anybody have any other comments or concerns or hopes?
Do you need a motion?
Yep.
I move that we
Recommend
the resolution to the county commission to sign.
Okay.
The joint powers agreement.
A second.
Okay, discussion.
So I have some heartburn over the Steinmeier property there on that valley part, so I'm gonna be a no on that just because of that little chunk.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
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 Who else named?
Me.
So you have to do a roll call vote.
Okay, Tisdale,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Aye.
Nay.
nay. Yep.
Just trying to think this through. I might not get it right just now. So the city has 3 mile platting jurisdiction that they can exercise statutorily. And so what we're doing here is backing it off from 3 miles to something less than 3 miles, and then agreeing to rules about platting in that area, right? I'm just trying to.
Not plating, we're just agreeing to the boundaries of the map and everything but plating right now. They can do 3 miles if they want to or not.
But then the rules will come into play, our joint rules that they could have exercised on their own without us. In terms of their platting rules.
Plating rules, yes, right now, this is just the map and everything but plating.
I'm
rules.
setting it up for forwards, so for those that are objecting to it, I'm just trying to frame it for you, I think. That so the city they can statutorily exercise up to 3 miles for platting jurisdiction, that they're backing it off now. And so what we're talking about then is very soon is have some rules that will govern, joint rules that will govern platting in that area that they've accepted, right? And so, but I think it's true, is that they wouldn't even have to agree to anything. They could enforce their own platting rules in spite of us, I think. And so I just throw that out there.
That's the way it is now.
Yeah. And so just to frame the issue, make sense?
Yes. Yep.
So basically, just so everybody knows, if we don't agree to this, they will still plat in that Steinmeier area.
I think.
And then we would just go back to the original agreement.
Whatever rules they would decide.
Well, the original agreement would still be in place. If we don't agree with this one,
Yeah, until another one was agreed upon. Maybe.
maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
Could have passed.
Work session for future land use map and text as an addendum to the comprehensive plan.
I actually did a first run through it. Very, very rough draft. I only looked at the first couple paragraphs, the last part. I'll talk about it, a few things.
I don't No, I haven't seen it yet.
No, Bruce wants one. So I told you I'd take a look at the text and see. I didn't track changes, some things. Again, I only looked at the first couple paragraphs and then got back into the description of the various zoning. I pulled out extractive, left industrial, and put resource development as a separate category. And I said see link to separate reports and figures. Basically, the references to USGS 1580 document, the plats associated there with relative. I tried to define resource development in there, what it means. I included ranching, farming, logging, mining, gravel, things of that extent. Anything that develops our resources. I think my next attempt will be to try to get some language in here to address, I'm just going to say tourism and recreation, because I think that's a big land use in Lawrence County that needs to be pointed out, because there's a lot of land, private and public, in Lawrence County being used for a lot of different things, and tourism and recreational activities are getting to be pretty significant land uses in there, given all the UTVs, ATVs we see coming in here. I think we need to be careful how that's managed and how we allow people to do that. Like you heard some of the concerns and
Yeah, well, and even trail development.
trail development, exactly. That has impacts on the Black Hills, and if we're going to be having that happen, then it needs to be evaluated. So
Yep, that's a good point.
I just wanted to say this was just my first go at it. Please be very critical of it. I told you I'd take a shot at how we could separate out that extractive into separate document or separate section. Just refer to the USGS study, because it basically identifies the entire Black Hills as potential saleable, leasable, or that mineral development. And everybody's heard our country's really looking at trying to move forward with some of that now. So
The country is, the state's not.
yeah, exactly, exactly. I'll address that later. But yeah, the country definitely is, and so I promised I'd get it. I was very busy, but I took a day, afternoon, prior to going to Pier this week, and took a shot at it. Again, be very, very critical of it. I do have this in a Word document now that Amber's provided me, and I can forward it to everybody. So again, I just highlighted some things I wanted to, as I was thinking, laying in bed last night, probably want to include, some discussion on, because tourism and recreation is important for our county. But it is having an impact on it. And that's some things that I don't think were mentioned very appropriately, and some other things that were happening in our area, in our state, by others above us. So.
So, I mean, I haven't looked at it yet.
No,
was
this
more
stuff.
so just a way, we had kind of gone back and forth on getting started. So this was just kind of a first
stab. Absolutely, very, very rough draft. First stab. Just trying to, again, because I think the issue came out to how are we going to identify the potential for extractive uses in the county, and that is very broad, in my opinion, because when I look at the potential, and you're going to see it in here, I think mineral resource development was such an important part of the development of Lawrence County and why we are what we are and who we are since the discovery of gold in Custer. And I think it needs to be stressed. That's how important it was for the development of this county dating back to 1870s. So I just wanted to stress that and make sure other people in our state understand that. And I should rephrase that. So other people in our county representing us understand that. So again, I will gladly send this out. I haven't even looked into the goals and actions yet in the future land use map discussions. I want to focus my last part on that last section is here's how I think we can break out that resource development area, just so everybody understands. If I'm looking at a piece of property here, there could be resource development that could happen right next to me, because it has happened and it's likely to happen in the future. So
Yeah, so I think the thought is, Tim, you can send this to me digital,
I will send that to
and
you
then I
digital.
can forward it out to you guys so that you can see his edit version, so you can see the difference. And then it's up to you, if you like this, we can kind of keep, working this method, or does anybody else have something, or obviously you wanna take some time to go through this, cause
Right.
nobody's really read it yet.
Mhm.
But that's kind of what I think the thought process was, is we would send this out, have you start looking at this
Yep.
for the next meeting. He'll continue to work on it.
And then I'll maybe
And-
take I'll look for comments back, but then I'll try to do my part on throwing in the discussion to include tourism, recreation, and any other land uses you guys can think of, just to kind of roll that into how important it is for us as a group to incorporate that in our future land use discussions and uses.
And I think my biggest thing is, just before he spends more time on this, because he's already spent a lot, make sure you guys are comfortable with
Yes, and that's all I'm
the way
saying.
we're going with it,
If you
versus,
make sure it's comfortable with you guys.
Yeah,
That's
send
the
it
most
to-
important thing.
Send it to Amber and then we can all get a copy of it
Yeah.
to look through, and we'll make comments, and then
Absolutely.
anything else you
I
change. just send
highly
it in.
suggest shred it. I do not take offense to that at all.
So you're sending a Word document that we can, edit
yeah,
also.
because we got it in that format now,
Yep,
because
I-
he did that, so we can
Yep,
just
I did
take
it,
that one,
and-
and then you'll see all of his stuff.
So really that red's just what I did. Usually if somebody else does it, then it'll do it in a
Yeah,
different
it'll have
color
the
and
track
say who it
edits on it.
was.
Excellent. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else on that?
No, this was just the very first,
Yep.
but he got quite a ways on it.
Yeah.
Just
Did a
wanted to
great
make
job.
sure we
Yeah,
can share
thanks for the
it
work,
with
Tim.
everybody.
Yeah, thank you, Tim.
Yep, thanks for getting it going.
Yeah.
I got some other things I'll share with you after the meeting closes. I think very important that happened this.
But yeah, so today's meeting I didn't think would be too much. Next month, we're starting to see a few more. I think she's gonna have more flats next month. It's still pretty slow. It's just gonna depend on if we get another winter storm. If we do, it'll keep, construction's pretty slow right now. Pricing is going back up, so we're expecting that to affect building this spring.
The price of what is?
Pricing of just material,
Oh.
so
Okay.
we've kind of seen, you
Yeah.
can tell that people are maybe not
A little nervous.
going forward gung ho with building.
Not as excited as they were.
No,
Is this,
it's definitely dropped quite a bit. And then Bruce, did you want to talk about the open meetings thing that you handed out, just so we know?
Passed it out, so I can't remember, I didn't have my agenda. The legislature passed a law, the governor signed it, saying that each year the attorney general shall update basically and provide open meeting information, and that certain governing bodies shall each year sort of review that, and that review took place shall be incorporated into their minutes. So this bill won't go into effect until July 1st. I'm trying to get ahead of the curve a little bit and just present it now. I'll also give it to the county commissioners on Tuesday. And the idea is, I guess, going forward, is that we probably would review it at your first meeting each year in January. We tend to talk about this quite a bit, so I think you're probably fairly familiar with it, but required to provide it to you, so I've done it. If you have any questions, let me know. And that's kind of it. Make sense? This has been kind of we're starting to see a lot more of these sort of open meetings complaints in Lawrence County. The city of Leeds, Central City's got one going on right now. So folks are definitely tuning into these things and holding people accountable, and so we don't want to have any missteps if we can avoid them.
So this would apply to any taxing district, any public taxing district. So all our fire districts, road districts.
I
any of
think
those,
so.
right?
Yeah, I think so.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's meant to be pretty broad. I've interpreted it to be fairly broad. So, for example, I also provided it to the Butte Lawrence County Fair Board and encouraged them to share it as well. Doesn't hurt, right? Make sure people's business is being conducted appropriately.
Well, and we could talk about this Tuesday, I guess. I'm just thinking maybe we should have a workshop or something at the start of the year to invite all those boards in to go over the open meetings things. 'Cause otherwise, they're not going to have the knowledge to conduct them.
And the districts are the ones that'll struggle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Central City has been struggling, and they've hired a lawyer to help them from Belfast County Willard, I think, has been coming in to help them. They, I guess, allegedly haven't been following following some of the rules for quite a while now. And so he's helping them to sort of sort that out.
Yeah.
And,
There is in case you know where anybody that wants to go to it, it's coming up. Let me pull it up real quick. I just got a thing on it.
well, Amber looks at that. I certainly, I can't give road districts legal advice or sanitary districts, but I would certainly, I always advise them to look at that and that the open meeting rules and posted agendas and records and things more than likely applies to you.
Belfouche Chamber is sponsoring a parliamentary procedures course Monday, March 24th at 6 p.m. and it is free. So, and it's basically joining a board, or are you unsure about the procedures? It's at the Belfouche High School Ag Classroom. They're doing it at the school. Austin Bishop
Yep, he's the ag teacher there.
is teaching it, and they're doing a full-on thing. It's open to the public. I thought it was kind of a neat idea, and it's based on a lot of this stuff. But so if you know of any, I mean, they're doing it for free, and anybody can go.
So if we can just let the minutes reflect that we did have this conversation.
In depth.
Yes.
Just in depth, yeah. And it could be, if you wanted to be more in depth, we could make it as in depth as you want to. And if you go to the AG's website, Mr. Chairman, you can see all the open meetings opinions are published online. So if you want to go and read them, they're kind of interesting. There's a lot of them. There's potential here for a class 2 misdemeanor for someone to be prosecuted for a violation. As far as I know, no one has ever been prosecuted. What happens is that the state's attorney's office has referred them to the Open Meetings Commission, who then issues, either a scolding or an exoneration. We had to appear in front of the Open Meetings Commission probably 20 years ago. We were exonerated, but I had to go argue it, in front of a bunch of state's attorneys. And again, but it's not a pleasant thing to have to go do one way or another, even if you win, right? It's a lot of effort, so try to put it.
Okay.
That's it.
Any items from the board members?
Nope.
Anything from the public?
Where's our old standby public that's always here?
Snow.
We tried really hard to keep it.
It's like easy.
I don't know.
The motion to adjourn.
Picture in the corner.
Next meeting's April 3rd, 2025 at 1:30 p.m.
Move to adjourn.
Perfect.
Second.
All in
Aye.
favor, aye.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, I just wanted to pass this out. Tell you guys